bigger. Why do they always have to go bigger?
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I am back with Q&A 5. I know it's only been a week since Q&A 4 came out, but I figured I would do another one. And I figured I would try to be a little more consistent with these Q&As. I feel as if I should probably do a Q&A at least once every month. I'm thinking the first of every month. So this will be the first of these new Q&A videos. The next one will be on June 1st. So on May 31st, I will make a new post so you guys could ask me questions for Q&A 6 on June 1st. These questions are just ones that are left over from the last post that I made. So yes, you will have a chance to get your question answered. But without further ado, let's get on with Q&A 5. Our first question for today is from Andrew Stahle. Hopefully I said that correctly, but the question asks, how are things going with you and your channel? It's funny you should ask that because I was about to make a video on how my channel's doing anyway. So this actually works out. But remember when I told you that I was gonna focus mainly on dinosaur content and take a break from Thomas and SpongeBob content? Well, as it turns out, as you can see from the videos I made within the last month, that was a big mistake. Before, I used to make videos that would get up to 5,000 views, sometimes even 10,000 views, and it was pretty amazing, to be honest. But when I was making nothing but dinosaur content, I was lucky if a video got 1,000 views. So yeah, I wasn't doing nearly as well. But now that I'm back to doing SpongeBob videos with SpongeBob Across the Multiverse, hopefully I'll be able to get back on track and get back to where I used to be. And hopefully get subscribers at a much faster rate. Which reminds me, if you haven't done so already and you're watching this video not subscribed, be sure to subscribe to this channel and leave a like on the video. It will really help out a ton. I know a lot of YouTubers say this, but it really does help out. It keeps the YouTube algorithm going, it keeps me happy, it keeps you guys happy, and it keeps me motivated to make more videos, you know? So yeah, that's why I always say to leave a like and subscribe for more. I'll tell you one thing though, I am getting subscribers at a much faster rate than I am on TikTok. I feel like I've stopped growing on TikTok after I got to 100,000 for some reason. I mean, I got to 110,000 not that long ago, which is the first milestone in, I want to say, a year and a half on TikTok. But at the same time, I am where I am today on YouTube because of TikTok. It was because of all the SpongeBob crossover series videos that I managed to reach 63.8k subscribers. I'm still gaining subscribers, just at a very slow rate. But enough about my channel. What about me? How are things going on with me? Well, for one thing, I am still trying to do better each and every day. I try my best to be the best person I can be. Life can be hard, but I keep pushing through because I've got you guys to support me, I've got my friends, I've got my family. I've basically got a lot going for me. I might not be married yet or have kids of my own at this point, but at least I'm getting somewhere. And I have a really good job, a really good career, and I don't intend on leaving it anytime soon. Thank you guys so much for all of your support. I really appreciate it. I would not be where I am today without all of you. I know I sound like a broken record for saying that, but I mean it. It really means a lot to me. So yeah, I hope that answers your question, Andrew. Let's move on to question 2. Hey, I'm a poet and I didn't even know it. Question number 2 is from MrJH, and it asks, have you ever thought of getting voice actors for your videos? That's a very good question. I've thought about it for a while, but the problem is, who would I get to do voice acting? This is gonna sound sad, but I've never really had any friends growing up. I've been a bit antisocial and a loner and all that. Part of it might have to do with the fact that I have autism, and plus people just think that I'm weird. I was always a weird kid growing up. I mean, loving dinosaurs and Thomas and everything like that. People would either laugh at me or just feel sorry for me, you know? In fact, let me tell you the story about loving dinosaurs as a kid. So, I've loved dinosaurs ever since I was in preschool. I would have many, many toys. I would have shirts. I would have hats. Anything having to do with dinosaurs, I had. And for the first 4 years of elementary school, I made sure everyone knew that I loved dinosaurs. That's how much I loved them. It wasn't until I got into 5th grade that's when people started teasing me about loving dinosaurs. Some people would laugh at me, others would try to stay as far away from me as possible because they thought dinosaurs were scary. And ever since then, I felt very sad. Like nobody wanted to love dinosaurs anymore. So I actually stopped loving them for a while. I stopped loving them from 5th grade all the way through middle school. That's how much it hurt me. It wasn't until I got to high school people were talking about dinosaurs and they thought they were cool. And then maybe I started opening back up about dinosaurs again. And after a while, I started going back to loving dinosaurs, and I've been loving them ever since. So yeah, my point is, it's okay to have a passion. And if people judge you, just ignore them. Your passion doesn't define who you are. You define who you are. I'm so sorry, I got so off topic there. But yeah, anyway, the voice actor thing. I guess I've just been so used to being alone. The friends that I do have are always busy, and some of them are even married and have kids of their own at this point, or just straight up don't share that passion that I have. But saying that, do I want to collab with other YouTubers at some point? Yeah, I would love to collab with a larger YouTuber, maybe like Markiplier or PewDiePie or, you know, any YouTuber that's larger than me. I would love to collab with them at some point. But as for voice acting, maybe, but not now. I guess I'm just so used to working alone that I'm better off working alone. I don't know. So yeah, hopefully that answers your question, MrJH. Let's move on to the next one. Question number 3 is from Jurassicmation, and the question is, if you were to make your own dinosaur park, what species would you put in it, and what would you name your park? Well, first off, every dinosaur park's gotta have the iconic dinosaurs, you know, like T-Rex, Triceratops, Velociraptor, Apatosaurus, Brachiosaurus, you know, all the iconic ones have to be in there. We also need cousins of said iconic creatures like Albertosaurus, Pachyrhinosaurus, Deinonychus, you know, all those dinosaurs. And since it's my park, there has to be a Giganotosaurus in it because that's just one of my favorite dinosaurs of all time. That and Diplodocus. I feel like my park would also need Therizinosaurus, simply because of how bizarre that creature looks. The herbivore with the giant claws, that's just pretty awesome. Also, I'm not against having obscure dinosaurs in my park like Changosaurus or Chunkingosaurus because we would like dinosaurs that people could learn more about. And they say, hey, I've never heard of this dinosaur, let me read more about it. As for the name of my park, I would probably name it Prehistorica. You know, after my Project Prehistorica series. So yeah, if I were to make a dinosaur park, it would have those species and it would be called Prehistorica. So yeah, Jurassicmation, hopefully that answers your question. Our 4th question is from Renee Ginsbursky. Hopefully I said that right. And the question is, who is your favorite narrow gauge engine? Now this may come as a shock to a lot of you, if not all of you, and this is just my personal opinion before you get pissed at me. I never really cared for the narrow gauge engines.
How could you say that?
You really are a fake Thomas fan. I'm unsubscribing. I know, very shocking, but let me explain. Now don't get me wrong. The background and setting of the narrow gauge railway is just so breathtaking, and the soundtrack is some of the best I've ever heard in the entire series. But if you really think about it, Skarloey, Renee, Sir Handel, Peter, Sam, Rusty, and Duncan are no different from Thomas, Percy, James, Gordon, Henry, and Edward. Duncan is just a grumpier version of James. Sir Handel is just Gordon except smaller. Peter Sam is just Henry except less cowardly. Skarloey is just Thomas but more mature. And Reneus is just Percy and Edward combined together into one. However, if there is one narrow gauge engine that I really like that stands out from the others, it would have to be old Grandpuff himself. Duke is such an underrated character, and he's only had about 3 or 4 episodes dedicated to him, and they were all flashbacks. I would have loved to see him come back in future seasons and have him communicate with other engines like Gordon or James or Thomas. I get why they didn't reuse his model, because in season 5 they needed to reuse his model for Bertram, but I really wish that Duke had more screen time. That's all I have to say. But yeah, that's just my opinion on the narrow gauge engines. If you don't agree with me and I lose subscribers to this, then oh well, it was nice knowing you. But anyway, our final question for today is from GTuberFan2022, and it asks, is Prometheus an anti-version of Bowler? The answer to that question is no. Prometheus is an entirely different character altogether. In fact, he's more of a sibling to Bowler. Prometheus is also a character exclusive to the anti-universe. You cannot find him in any other universe. Well, maybe you can, we just haven't discovered him yet. Saying that though, Bowler does indeed exist in the anti-universe. In fact, every character that's appeared in the show in the main universe has an anti-counterpart. So for example, Ryan has an anti-counterpart who's yellow instead of purple. Molly has an anti-counterpart who's purple instead of yellow. And Toby has an anti-counterpart who's gray instead of brown, and so on and so forth. So yeah, I hope that answers your question, GTuberFan2022. But yeah, that's gonna have to wrap it up for this month's Q&A video. Join me again on June 1st for Q&A 6, where I will answer 5 more questions from the community. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. It would really help out a ton. But until next time, I will see you guys in the next video. So long!